Swiss enterprises are in India for a long time, and they're staying for the long run. So even before we had many Swiss enterprises producing and making in India, even before the Prime Minister launched this scheme, companies like Nestle, companies like Novartis, they were here for over 60 or 70 years. But it's true that the ease of making business has been increased, and I think this is a big draw for Swiss companies to come to India. We have over 230 companies now in India already, currently occupying a workforce of 100,000 people. So this is relevant. India is an important market for Swiss enterprises, and we think that Switzerland is also a relevant partner in innovation for India.
What are some of though the government has taken a lot of steps in improving ease of doing business, but what are the steps, some of the steps that the government needs to take specifically to attract Swiss companies to do business? What are some of the hurdles that Swiss companies face in the country?
I think the analysis is right, and I think the measures that the government took are the right ones again, but sometimes it's implementation. So there are still some obstacles, some red tape. Everybody knows what we are talking about. I think it has to be tackled, it has to be addressed. Then the future will even be brighter for India and for Swiss enterprises in India.
Recently, the government introduced some FDI reforms, and they removed a condition of 30% local sourcing for single brand retail. So now all the sourcing can be done from abroad. Do you think this will kind of push Swiss companies, Swiss watchmakers to come and make in India?
To make in India, perhaps not, but to sell in India, to be more present and to engaging, because I think Swiss watches will be always manufactured in Switzerland. This is the very special thing about Swiss watchmaking.
The EU FTA talks were recently stalled, and there are talks of resuming it again. But how big an issue do you think India's IPR policy is in this whole issue? And do you think the IPR policy needs to be in place before FTA talks can be resumed?
There is already an IPR policy in place in India, and the question is perhaps more about, again, implementation of it and for the enterprises. We know that this is one of the difficult topics in our negotiations with India. Switzerland is negotiating with India together with the EFTA states, Iceland, Liechtenstein and Norway. On the other side, on the Indian side, you are very keen of having a better data protection status. So these are the main two bones of content.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.